or visit crippencpa.com to get started.
All right, 9 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for listening this morning. You know, if you add about 11 minutes to that, that's how long you would need to spend every day to have a better body. That, according to our next guest. Brett Hoebel is on the phone. He is the author of The 20-Minute Body, 20 minutes, 20 days, 20 inches. He's a 15-year veteran in the fitness industry. It says here he has worked with the folks on The Biggest Loser TV show. He's worked with some of the models on Victoria's Secret's runways, and he's a contributor to The View, The Today Show, Dr. Oz, and he's on our little show this morning. Brett Hoebel. Good morning, Brett.
Good morning, Larry. How are you guys?
All right. Where are you right now?
I'm in sunny Los Angeles.
Wow. Well, thank you for getting up early to be with us. Now, does the 20 minutes routine, is that something you do, or do you actually go beyond? Is this just for the guy who says, I can't do it, and you say, well, just give it 20 minutes and it'll help?
I actually do a lot of 20-minute workouts. They're pretty high intensity, so I don't need to do more than 20 minutes, even with when I'm trying to gain size and lift. But a lot of the higher intensity workouts that I fit into my schedule, 20 minutes is it. That is all you need. And the science behind this is really clear. You used to think, oh, it's hours on a treadmill or hours in the gym and hours in the aerobic studio. But those lower intensity workouts actually only burn calories during the workout. If you do metabolic training or metabolic interval training, you can raise your metabolism so that you burn calories at rest after the workout. The caveat is those 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you want to make, I found 20 minutes to really be a sweet spot for most people with their attention span, their schedule, a lot of things. You got to maximize those 20 minutes and work out much harder than you probably used to in an hour. But the results are you get to burn these calories after you work out, and you don't have to be in the gym for hours at a time. So there's a lot of research out on this high-intensity interval training or HIIT training or another type of metabolic interval training. So that was a part of the secret sauce that went into the design of the 20-minute body.
Really? So how, I don't understand how one exercise only burns calories while you're exercising and another one burns calories after you're done exercising.
So here's the science of it. Imagine you've got a car and you're running on normal gasoline, and that's like taking an aerobics class or going on a jog. You don't need to expend that much fuel or energy to do that workout. The intensity is not that high. Now all of a sudden, you're trying to go from 50 miles per hour. You want to go 80 or 100 miles per hour. You got to hit the turbo boost, hit that switch, the nitrous oxide, the turbo boost. If you want to do that type of training, you're going to put that much demand on the body. So now, instead of jogging, you're going to sprint. Instead of lifting lighter weight, you're going to lift the lighter weight, but at a faster pace to really get your heart rate up. The demand on the body goes up through the roof. Your body needs excitatory hormones.
Okay.
It calls on different things that it wouldn't normally in a normal workout.
Okay, so it's not just the normal workout. I didn't mean to interrupt you right there, Brett.
Let's say you're on a treadmill. Instead of running for an hour, now you're going to do sprints or run fast for 15 or 20 minutes.
All right, gotcha.
Or you're doing a normal weightlifting, you lift and you rest, lift and you rest. You did that for an hour. Now you're doing a circuit of 5 exercises with very minimal rest in between, and you do that for 20 minutes. That creates this disturbance in the nervous system and these hormones, and to get your body from that excited state back to rest, it takes calories. It takes calories to get your body from a very excited state to rest, and those calories burn after you work out. That's what they call the afterburn effect. And you don't get that if the intensity isn't high enough doing normal aerobic classes.
Wow. You know what how I can relate to this? I have had a couple of instances, one specifically that I can remember, where I was behind a car that was stalled, and one guy or one lady gets out and tries to push the car by herself or by himself, and then I get out and help. So now it's just two people pushing this car off the road, and of course he or she has to now steer as well. And so in a very, very short period of time, I'm exerting myself more than I ever would. get back in my car after the car is safely off the road, and I can feel myself still kind of pumped up for like an hour later. So maybe that's how I can best relate to this.
That's a perfect example of a very short amount of time, but a high effort, and you can feel that metabolic spike in your body. Now, to get your body from that excited state an hour later back to rest, it takes calories to do that. The exciting part about the research, when they studied this type of training, they showed that if you did this consistently over time, you could get this heightened metabolic effect for up to 72 hours. That's like 3 days. It's insane. So
wow.
This is really the interesting thing. The old paradigm used to be the fat-burning zone. Do aerobic training and make sure you stay in the fat-burning zone. Well, the fat-burning zone was a much lower intensity zone, but they only looked at those studies during the workout. They did not measure the calories or the caloric burn after the workout. So the new studies came out where they were working with these different athletes doing this type of testing, but they measured their heart rates and their caloric burn over 72 hours, and it showed that they had a much higher rate. So, the old paradigm, unfortunately, they had a flawed study, and that whole thing about the fat burning zone has kind of gone out the window because people are doing these interval workouts in 20 minutes or less and getting shredded.
Wow. Are your eating schedules coordinated with your exercise schedules, or does that not matter when you eat?
That's a great question, and nutrition is more than 50% of the battle of the bulge. If you go out there and you put a heart rate monitor on that can measure your calories, to burn 700 calories, I'm going to tell you right now, it's quite a feat. And to eat 700 calories, you can go out and get a black and white cookie or some frosted something. You can easily put down 700 calories in minutes. So, hours and hours of burning to try to get that 700 calories for minutes to eat it shows you can't out-train a bad diet. And you have to be very cognizant about what you're eating and when you're eating. So in this program for my new book, The 20-Minute Body, one thing that I went very heavy into were the recipes. I actually hired 2 celebrity chef friends of mine that I've been working on a TV show with them. One of the guys lost 100 pounds going through this type of metabolic resistance training, but he was so busy, this guy, I had to start having him pack his food. And I said, I want you to come up with meals that take 30 minutes or less, because the number one excuse, the reason people don't work out or cook for themselves, is they don't have enough time. So he started making these meals in under 30 minutes. They could start getting around 20 minutes, and that's a huge part of why I got the recipes to be 20 minutes or less. But the key is, if you don't have people monitor the types of food that they're eating and the calories to a degree, you're going to be fighting an uphill battle all the time. So
okay.
These recipes have 5. Yeah, go ahead.
We have less than a minute. I just needed to find out from you how we get the book, and do you have a website?
Yes, you can get the book at 20minutebody.com/book, and that's the website. If you guys want to follow this, there's a social media on me, my Facebook or Twitter, Instagram. It's my name, Brett, B-R-E-T-T, and my last name, Hoebel, H-O-E-B as in boy, E-L.
Okay. Brett, thank you so much for being on the air with us. You're inspiring all of us. You look great on the cover of the book, by the way. And thank you for being on our show, Brett. Thank you. All right, we'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. We may see more evidence today in the apparent shooting of an unarmed black man by Wayne, South Carolina police officer Michael Slager, all caught on a witness video.